And with that, welcome to the AWKWARDCast.
I'm not ready to click this.
We are not starting.
I need to gain the ability to control people's computers so I can do that.
I mean, I would have approved of this being the start of the show, but I literally didn't click it in time, so sorry. I guess Keyframe, you better deal with it. Hello and welcome everybody to the AWKWARDCast. A&Y and Keyframe wonder about random drivel.
This podcast is slowly taking days off my life.
I kindly say, hey, it'll be fun.
Oh goddammit, I just realized that Emerald,
it'll be a nice fun time.
Emerald's invading the middle screen.
Emerald, you are once again overreaching.
The other way.
Get out of my middle space. Get out of my middle space.
Get out of my seat, so you're touching me.
But yeah, welcome to the show once again, Emerald Comet. Great having you back.
Thank you very much, and to be the person that you turn to in your hour of most desperate need.
That is very true. You know what's coming now. You have been here long enough.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us, Emerald, for the people who do not know you and missed your last time here 11 episodes ago, who are you, what do you do, and why should people care? Don't you go Natsuki on us.
Well, the way it used to be was that... No, I'm going to do this right way up. Whenever there was a lunar eclipse, I post videos on a channel called Emerald Comet where I do MLP-related fanfiction reviews. I tie a storyline to everything. It's a little bit like a Top the Fourth Wall, and a little bit like, a lot more kind of swearing and in-jokes and like all that kind of thing. It's a good time. I'm just incredibly lazy. Also, I have college in between all of that, so I haven't got a chance to produce anything soon. But there is an episode that we have, which is fully written, is going to be edited and animated kind of a little bit, which is in the works at the moment, which continues the current storyline, and that's what we're kind of up to at the moment. Other than that, whenever I'm usually on the show, I talk about films, because that's what I like to do. What I'd like to sort of make money off of one day. I'll probably be broke for a good 20, 15 years, but... Que sera, sera.
Also, I'm not even sure if it will ever happen on your channel or wherever, but there might be an event upcoming hosted by this person, involving this person, and an MLP fanfiction. We are still on for
alcohol.
Alcohol. We are still on for Griffin the Griffin, suited up and I don't have it. Wait, there's a wine glass.
We need wine glasses. We need suits.
This the writing of the author.
I finally can bring out the dress I got for Will and Katie's wedding. It can get another use.
Oh yeah.
It will be
and I could spill wine on it again.
But yeah, maybe a little bit of context.
It'll be like a live reading of the thing. So we'll be reacting to the whole thing on the fly and drinking to it.
The only person who I believe has already started reading it, or have you as well, Keyframe?
I've read it.
Ah, goddammit. But yeah, I have read it or started reading it, and I believe it is to date the only fan fiction where I rage quit after chapter 10.
I rage quitted at chapter 5.
Oh. I mean, I have not finished every fiction I ever picked up, but most of them were just like fizzling out, no interest, it got boring, but no, this one made me angry. So annoy this guy up there to get off his lazy butt to organize this event and then see us raging.
You'll be drunk, so it'll be okay. Don't worry, I'm here for you. And guide you all through the hard times.
But yeah, that's a good point. The drinking game. We probably can come up with rules. I mean, basically, whenever a horrible trope happens or something, it's very trope-tastic, but not in the good way. Anyways, let's stop talking about the future and instead talk about the past and the present. Emerald, what's going on in your life?
That was a Chrissy great segue right there.
Hey, I'll give you a solid 6 out of 10 for that segue. Yeah.
And it went down like 4 points with those glasses. Anyway, so what's been going on in your life, Emmy?
My life has been busy the last week, which is good. We're kind of getting into a stage now in the college scene of things where we're all shooting our sort of short films, which are like our main projects for this year. So because I like work and I get bored easily, I was filling in for 2 roles on 2 of those different films. The first one I was a producer on it, so I had to, talk to random strangers and be like, hey, you act, maybe do you want to be in our thing? And then they were like, no, and I'm like, okay, I'll go over here. So gathered together people for that, got everybody for that first shoot. That went down really, really well. We have one day where we have one more scene that we have to do, which we have to reschedule over to next Friday, so that's going to be that. We can get that whole thing then in the can, and then we can edit it. And then the other thing that I was doing, I was the assistant director on a film that was done in 2 days, which we were like, there's one particular guy in our year who is like a really, really good director of photography. And he owns like a camera called a Red Dragon. For those of you not in the know, a Red Dragon is this like thing that's about that size that shoots 6K resolution, like obnoxiously big, but really, really sexy looking pictures. Mm. So we basically just shot the whole thing on that because we could. So it looks like amazing in post and editing afterwards. So I'm quite excited for that. And then next week, actually it'll be Tuesday, so 2 days from now, I'm again assistant director on the last project of the 3 main ones that's going to be made and produced. So I'm quite looking forward to that. Get to travel into the city center, which a country boy like me, it's a big scary new world. But yeah, like that's kind of the long and short of it. It's been flat out the last couple of days, which I appreciate because it's I don't know, I like work, so good for me.
I mean, isn't this what everybody wishes for? Finding a job that actually is like exciting and fun and comes with sexy stuff like pictures and cameras.
The sexy stuff, like the sexy pictures, is always like a good thing to go and do. But I've always said, like, it's either this or I strip, so I'm going with this.
I kind of have the feeling that you have something to share about your last week as well, Key.
Do I want to?
I don't know.
What about you? What's been going on in your life?
I mean, I mostly had a house guest who refused to leave.
That's not how it went, and you know it.
Who even made airlines? Who even made airlines cancel entire flights?
That's not how it went, and you know it.
You asked me to tell the story. This is my perspective on it.
Wow. Okay, I'm sorry, but no. Well, what happened in my life? I was supposed to leave Germany last Monday. I came back from Germany last night. How did that happen? I'm going to put my arms down or I'm going to be clapping every syllable. So what happened?
That happened.
So I wake up.
You're one of those Twitter posts where a clap is between every word, where I still don't get.
That is the most ineffective way of writing.
I know, and I'm seeing those Twitter posts, and I'm like, how is this supposed to translate to reality? I think that certain things are. I mean, it's also it's not for every syllable. It's between every word. It's so fucking stupid and doesn't translate. Sorry, your story, but those posts are so stupid.
Moral of the story, kids.
This is the part in the video where Max makes it about himself. He is more like Kermit every day. Anyways, so no, what happened? Your impression gets better, and that scares me. But no, what happened was we wake up Monday morning. I go, I check to see that everything's packed. For once, I had everything packed. Remember this part. This comes back later. I had everything packed, all nice. For once, I didn't forget anything. Took a shower. Everything was good. I walk. I get an email on my phone. Why did Max leave? I think he's showing the thing I left at his place, and it was a...
Oh, God. Oh, no.
What did you bring what I left at your place?
You spoiled it.
Oh, I didn't say what I left.
Hold up. Now people are going to be like,
but yeah, okay. But no, okay. No, anyways. I get an email on my phone while we're getting ready, and it's like, oh, shoot. What? Due to unforeseen technical difficulties, your plane has been delayed till further notice. That's not good. No, it's not.
Normally it reads like an hour, 20 minutes, something like this, not further notice.
So I'm pacing around the flat, just kind of like, this ain't good. This ain't good. This ain't good. Sat down for breakfast, see Max checking his phone, and I'm like, what are you doing? Looking for alternative flights. It's like, we both had the same thought in our head. And then, I keep getting notifications. None of them good as we're getting on the bus and going to the place. Just kind of standing there. And I'm like, well, I'm going to see what happens. Yeah, you do. They sent me to the wrong terminal. Great first omen. So I have to go to the other terminal, which was the shitty terminal too. If anyone's ever flied TXL, you know what the shitty terminal is. But then I go through security. Of course, I'm the one that gets the random bag check because, sure. And then they're like, "Oh, you're on the flight to Dublin, right?" And I'm like, "Yes." And they're like, "Okay, go to this gate. Go to this gate. Go to this gate." I see two lines of not happy people. A line that had people with traveler's insurance and then the rest of us. The traveler's insurance people got gypped. Let me just say that. They got gypped. Like, they got a voucher that would not cover getting a flight the same day. Why do I know this? I looked up how to get a flight to LA on the same day. Those numbers were in the 4 digits. Nope. And then the other side, which was like, sucks to suck. And so I just kind of text. No, I called Max because I was so angry.
Man, I'm like, did you accidentally call me? Yeah, I'm on the subway. Hello.
I'm on the subway. I can't. It's like, I'm so mad. It's like, oh, okay. Whispering because it's a subway and he's not a crazy person. He's like, oh, just get to my job. I'll give you the key.
I am a crazy person,
yeah,
but not the kind who's loud on the not the one who is loud on the subway phone. Anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, so sitting here in my loose jeans and my Lucio hoodie with a suitcase and backpack, walking over to his place of work so I can get a fucking house key, and I go into the coffee shop next door because I was like, I'll just wait and we can go get lunch, and the coffee shop person gave me free food because they felt bad for me. And I was like, she was nice though, and there was a dog there, so there was some pluses to this. Either way, I was stuck there for a week, an extra kind of week, because my flight left Saturday morning. But it was like, oh, at least I didn't go homeless in Dublin. So that's the one plus. Like, I had a roof.
Oh,
I
good
don't
point,
know
actually.
where you live.
I'm an hour away from Dublin. It's just like, Emerald, I'm lost in Ireland.
Okay, either way, at least I wasn't on a plane. And then off the plane, and then it's like, oh, yeah, you're not going home. It's like... Like, one situation is a little less frustrating. Either way, I had a roof over my head, and I didn't have to pay for a hotel. So that's a plus side in my book. My week was annoying. Let's fast forward to going home, because that was fun. Getting through Tegel is actually the easy part. Surprising. I could go on a million rants on how it's fucking stupid how there's no direct flights to the capital of fucking Germany. You can go to Munich, you can go to Dusseldorf, you can go to Frankfurt directly from LA. Not to Berlin. I don't know why. It's just there. Hate it. But yeah, I went through Tegel fine. Then I'm stuck in Copenhagen for 5 hours.
Places to be stuck.
It's so...
Oh no, have I triggered something here?
Denmark is dumb. If you're from Denmark, you're probably an intelligent person, but your country in general is stupid.
Whoop, there goes our Danish
We've lost
viewership.
all-
I'm saying, like, the individuals of Denmark are good people, smart and all this, but whoever runs how your currency works is stupid. Max knows this one part of the conversation, because I'm like, Danish people must live with the highest inflation rate, because, like, hold on, let me find the text that I sent you with the Danish krone. Oh yeah, so 2 Danish krones, which is their currency, equals 0.27 euros. So if you go to like a restaurant there and you're like, hey, can I get like a hamburger? It will say, oh yeah, that's like 222 krones. It's like, but no, that actually equals like $30 or something. Still.
Fucking hamburger.
Okay, 1 airport food, 2, I ordered more than that. But either way, it was stupid. Also, your coffee's terrible. No matter how much sugar I put in it, it tasted awful. How dare you? But, like, it was dumb. Everything was dumb. Then I got a text saying I left my... Good thing I had extras, because I know I lose things.
Yeah, but not just this, but I also discovered your cable also was still here.
Yeah, but I have extras, so that's always good.
Now I have Apple products I cannot use.
Well, I guess the next time the Any and the Key meet, I will be getting it back.
Probably. But yeah.
But no, but besides that,
I kind of need to dip out for a second.
Oh, why?
What's happening?
Don't worry, food, dinner,
Oh,
family
go
affair.
get food.
I'll be back in 10 minutes. This will be the A1 Key show for a little while. I'm sorry.
Oh no, this is the whole reason we.
So I guess. Okay. Should we wait with us then for you? Because he
No,
was
then we
interested
can-
in our take on.
Let the show stop because I'm gone. Do your thing. I'm
We
good.
can talk about us, because then you won't be spoiled about anything if we bring up the spoiler alarm.
Yes.
Okay, that sounds good. Then
Shoo, go get food.
shush.
All right. I'm going.
Okay,
Jesus.
okay.
Shoo,
wait.
not shush.
I don't care. Let me see. What do we have here? Okay, let me replace him with something worthy or something. I don't know.
How do you do, fellows? Hey, it's Emerald. How are you doing? It
is Emerald, isn't it?
Yeah, why didn't we... I just noticed that his shirt says music band. I never realized that.
Does.
I always thought it was just AC/DC, but I never read the shirt.
Oh, wait, because I'm getting in the age where I really need to make this cosplay. I'm hanging out with young people at conventions and shit, but I'm fucking old. So I already came up with the idea that I need to cosplay as him, but yes, music band. Oh, beautiful.
That is a great shirt.
That is a great shirt.
Anyways, but no, I guess we could talk about us.
Okay, let's rewind the conversation for like a minute before he announced that he goes for food. Oh, but Keyframe, with your delay, one good thing happened, didn't it?
Oh yeah, one good thing happened besides watching the utter exhaustion of making Max watch Freddy Got Fingered, which was great. He just was like, I hate this man.
I wasn't even legitimately grossed out by it. There was enough gross stuff in it, but I was not grossed out. I was just like, this movie has no right to exist. It's just stupid. It's a waste of resources.
I loved it. I loved watching it, just looking over and seeing his face be nothing of utter disappointment.
And we didn't even drink that evening. God, I had to endure it sober.
But no, besides that, we decided, hey, I'm going to be there Friday night, so let's go watch Us.
Ta-da! Okay, since it's your media, how far... let me know when you go into spoiler territory.
Okay.
Maybe start not spoilery.
Darth Vader is Luke's dad. Okay, no. But no, Us is the second film, directorial adventure by Jordan Peele. The first one being Get Out, which we saw last week, which was really good. And I I personally think, ruminating on it, I like this film more than Get Out.
Here, Get Out, for people to compare. I mean, it's not even... This face, I believe everybody knows the crying face. Does it even have a title screen?
The Get Out?
Yeah, does it have a proper title screen? Everybody knows the image of the guy in the chair just sitting there and crying.
Yeah, because it's what it was used in the trailer. But I'm sure Get Out has a poster.
I can look for it.
But no, I love this movie, and I want to say it comforted me, being like, because there's always that little cynic part, the little cynic key that bounces around my positive brain, being like, oh, Get Out was a fluke. You really think a comedy writer can do good horror directing? And I'm like, no, I believe in him. And this one brought down the skepticism a bit more. However, Shyamalan had 3 good films, so... And
it were his 3 first videos. Movies, except that one of them came out rather recent.
Yeah, thanks, Split. You gave us a false sense of hope. But no, and then you can watch Glass to watch that hope wash away. But no, Us was just really good. It was well acted. Really a lot can't... from the trailers, you know that it's doppelgangers of the family that you see in the movie getting invaded at night, and they have to try to survive. That was said in the trailer. I don't think that's spoilers. That's just a synopsis of the movie.
I guess.
And it's like it would be with doppelgangers, everyone's acting for 2.
But here's the thing. We went in completely blind. So I don't know about you. I had no fucking clue what it is about. So I had no clue what it was, besides it was Jordan's second movie. I didn't even know about doppelgangers, so...
Yeah.
And that was quite the twist.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know what was going on, anything about the movie, except that it was Jordan's next movie. Because I was like... I can deal with spoilers with a lot of things, but when it comes to horror movies, I don't want to know a lot, because I didn't know a lot going into Get Out. And when it actually revealed what was going on in that weird clusterfuck thing, I was like, holy shit, this is terrifying.
Also, talking about Get Out, I found some posters.
And that is?
One.
Oh, and it really is the eyes.
Yes, but also, Whoop, which is creepy.
Oh, that's probably a Japanese poster, because the Japanese posters for films are always super creepy.
Could be, I cannot tell. Well, and last but not least, Whoop, which is pretty straightforward.
It's straightforward, but no, God, this film was creepy. It was a tense movie, and that's what I really like about Jordan's stuff, is that I would guess this one had a few more jump scares than what Get Out would be. There's definitely those stings of horror moments. But unlike crappy movies, these have proper build-ups to their big moments, instead of it just being like, there's only the jump scare and that's it. It's like, wow, someone actually understands that you need a build-up before the climax. It's like, it's almost like the process of making a good joke. But it's so good. But the thing is, I can't talk about what I really love about the movie unless we go into spoiler land.
I mean, maybe one last thought that is not very spoilery, or probably leads into what you want to say. Even the small things in the movie where you think they are weird, as in the sense of, this was a weird thing, like, maybe a plot hole, maybe something. The questionable things, they come together in the end. It's like, holy shit, this was planned. This was all fucking planned. So, yeah. And I guess with this, everybody who has not seen it, you can mute now. I will go to spoiler mode, and you can just see when the signs go away.
Oh my god. Like he said, everything fits. And you saw that in Get Out. Everything had a reason to be there, but this one takes it up to 11. Like, the big twist at the end.
I mean, should we go? We can talk about it, but maybe not give it away completely. Like,
I'm not going to give it away completely. Okay. I'm just saying there is a twist at the end.
And it made sense. It made so much sense, but it also raised questions.
But it was kind of like, we had this reaction in the theater, like, what the fuck? What the fuck? And then the more we thought about it on the way home, it was like, wait. And then I actually looked up some stuff. I guess one of the things is what the doppelgangers are. I think we could say what they are. I mean, we're in spoiler land.
We are in spoiler land, so yeah.
It doesn't reveal the huge twist. This is like the mini boss.
Yeah, the mini boss of twists.
But yeah, so like the doppelgangers are actually a failed government experiment to try to control the masses, which they actually had a joke earlier in the movie where the daughter was like, do you know the government's trying to control people's minds through fluoride in the water? I'm sorry, I know that I'm the only one that cares about the end of the world.
Oh, they did that, didn't they?
Yeah, but the other thing was they used the Hands Across America thing as a plot point of like that's what the clones are doing. And in the beginning of the movie, you see a commercial for that, and you think that's just a reason for them to be like, oh, it's from the 80s, and that's why they also have the girl wearing a Thriller shirt. But it's like, oh, the reveal at the end of the Thriller music video is actually foreshadowing for what the twist is at the end of the movie. Also, the Hands Across America. And then I looked up something. On the TV scene where they have, where you're watching it, you look and there's 2 VHS tapes. The Goonies and Chud. The Goonies because one of the demon doppelgangers actually say a Goonies line in the movie, being like, it's our time up there. And Chud, which is about a subterranean government conspiracy.
Ba-bum-bum-ba-dum-bum.
Jordan's movies have such an eye to detail and everything fits. There's no fluff. And I love it. And I wanted to go see it again because now this is a twist that has replayability factor because now you can go in knowing what the twist is and looking at everything with a whole new set of eyes.
Yes.
It's like watching Steven Universe after finding out that Rose was Pink Diamond and then going back and watching every little thing talked about Rose.
I guess now I know what you did after this reveal.
Yes, I did. I watched it and I was like, oh my god!
It was there from the beginning.
It really was.
Okay.
It really was. But I can't recommend this movie enough. It feels... I like it better than Get Out. And
I guess we're back out of spoiler land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like I'm back. I think I saw an emerald.
Yeah, but
there he is. There's the boy.
Make a dramatic entrance. Wanted to make a dramatic entrance. Also, I feel like I came in at like the best time.
Yeah, I'm just about to end me talking about us.
Also, we found a worthy replacement for you.
Yeah, how do you do, fellow kids?
How do you do, fellow kids? Well, in fairness, like Steve Buscemi, like probably is a good replacement.
But then again, now I'm not entirely sure. Now I'm not entirely sure. But who is who is the youngest again? Is
out of the three of us?
Yes.
How old? Oh yeah, Emerald. Like, what year were you born at? What's your birthday?
98, September 16th.
I am older than you, so yes, he was the baby.
So we replaced the youngest in the call with Buscemi's hello fellow.
Yes, he's old at heart.
That's true. That's true.
But no, I can't recommend Us enough. I really go watch it, especially if you like horror and psychological horror. One little warning: this movie is more gory than Get Out. So if you can't handle, I mean, they have a lot more discretion, but there's one particular killing in the movie where we were like, oh, with a boat.
Oh, but still, it's not particularly a gore movie. It is bloody because there is brutal murder happening.
I mean, you see on the poster they have scissors, so you can imagine what you think with
something's going down.
But yeah, it's no torture porn. It's no close up on the intros or something like this.
But if you're a bit squeamish, just keep that in mind.
Yes.
Maybe that will heighten the experience for you. But if you like to Get Out, you're definitely going to like this movie. If you like good horror movies, you'll like this. I know. It's almost like they're starting to exist again. And I really hope if Get Out was able to win Best Screenplay at the Oscars when that movie came out, we can have it again and maybe have more nominations because I want a horror movie to win Best Picture. That's more feasible than a fucking animated picture winning Best Picture. So, you know what? I'll take my goals and make them realistic.
It could happen.
I mean, the only one was, what, Silence of the Lambs or something like that?
I think so, yeah.
So it's like, let's make it happen again with us.
Can I just say also, I'm very glad that we're at that stage where now we can say Academy Award winner Jordan Peele.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever think an actor from Mad TV
putting it like this is really like that
I
is
had
a
the wonderful
perspective.
Hmm?
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? I had the wonderful experience of like showing my mum Key and Peele a few days ago, and like the first thing I showed her was the gangster rap confessions skit, because that's my one.
I showed Max the anger translator with Luther.
Oh yeah, for
And then I showed him the one with the actual Obama at the correspondence dinner. That was good.
Luther.
You don't need an anger translator, Mr. President. You need counseling.
That's true.
Now we just need a horror movie where Jordan puts Keegan-Michael Key in there, and that would be great.
Please.
I mean,
Please.
he put Tim from Tim and Eric, the TV version of a shit poster, as one of the characters in Us. So it's like, if Tim Heidecker can be in this movie, so can anyone can be in these movies.
Boy can do no wrong.
Yeah, but anyway, that was my media. That was me rambling. God, I talk about shit posting YouTubers and murdering.
That's it's your
well,
MO. It's your MO.
It's two things that you do quite well, so.
But yeah.
Wait. Which one do I do well? Because there's murdering in there.
Yes.
Don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer
Anyway,
to.
Max, what was your media?
So I watched something earlier today, so it hopefully is still fresh in my memory, because we all know how well I am with remembering stuff I want to talk about. Dragon Prince. God, I'm still so angry that I wasn't able to bring my points properly across, because there have been days between watching it and talking about it. Anyways, so hip as I am, always on top of the curve, knowing my shit, I watched this hip new movie known by the name of X-Men Apocalypse.
You mean the one Yuri told you not to watch?
Exactly. No, whoever went to the cinema in something action comic book-esque over the last few weeks probably got a trailer of Dark Phoenix to witness, and that reminded me of, hey, this trailer looks nice, but I haven't seen the last one, which is actually, I believe, the only X-Men movie or the Fox Marvel movie or whatever you want to call it that I haven't seen. So I was like, yeah, it's on Netflix right now, so I want to fill this gap before I will probably obligatorily watch Dark Phoenix in cinema. And I'm still, even seeing this one, I still have a little bit of a split feeling about this entire storyline with the X-Men, because I grew up on the grew up with maybe, or experienced Patrick Stewart X-Men firsthand. So Patrick Stewart was my Professor X. Then they did First Class, which came in and was like, look at us making it prequel. Psych, it's a reboot. Like, oh, fuck you guys. Because nothing in a lot of plot elements, especially towards the end of First Class, did absolutely not align with the previous, the Stewart X-Men movies. Then they did the Days of Future Past thing, which was like, I mean, apparently it's also based on something that happened in the comics, but it was a very desperate way to kit the continuity errors together and be like, hey, alternate timeline. Yeah, but you just, the change in the timeline happened after the events of First Class. It already caused a problem, guys. You didn't answer anything.
Time travel.
Yeah, but the time, once again, the time travel affected the universe after the plot points already happened, so it's still not working. But yeah, Apocalypse. It's so weird. In the beginning of the movie, I had the feeling that some of the effects actually looked bad, like that they had done better. Like some people flying looked extremely like, ooh, those steel cables have been removed very good in post-production. You cannot tell that I'm not naturally gliding. And but I have to say, towards the end, the effects really... I mean, the effects caught up, so I would say, okay, they maybe spent their effects budget at least wisely. It's better than shooting everything out in the beginning and then having a very dry bone end. Obviously, it has the entire feel of, haven't I seen it again? Because, yeah, you get reintroduced to Jay Green, you get reintroduced to Cyclops, Kurt Wagner, Nightcrawler, is basically the same character from the last iteration, even with the facial tattoos under the blue skin. But this is actually pretty accurate to the original storylines. This entire build-up with Apocalypse comes in, and he builds up, and he gets his horsemen and stuff. I recall that I actually watched the good old X-Men, the and I believe that it was also like Apocalypse comes in and very much build up and everything gets bigger, and then it's like kind of a ending like, okay, he's now defeated. Okay, back to normal. So I know with this one. Do I actually have to put on the spoilers thing for one thing, because there's something that irritates me a little bit about it. So if you haven't seen it, it's a minor spoiler, but just to be safe, let me plug it on. Something that was a little bit for me, because for people who don't know, Apocalypse has the power to enhance the mutant abilities of other mutants, and he basically does this to Angel, who he turns into Archangel, and well, I guess he dies. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, it's a comic book movie, so they might bring him back after all. He did it to Storm, who he transformed from blowing a little bit of wind into Storm as we know her. Cyclone, where I'm not familiar enough with to comment on, but also Magneto. He basically went in there and was like, hey, Magneto, villain of the last two movies, already pretty much stronger than everybody else. How about I make you even fucking stronger?
Why not?
Do
Exactly.
you want to be God?
And the thing is, at the end of the movie, Storm is still supercharged, which means that Magneto also still has his supercharged power levels, which is like, okay. I'm not sure. It's once again the same problem with comic book movies, with Superman in the DCEU, with Captain Marvel in the MCU. Like, you have those super powered characters running around that are far too strong to lose. I mean, Quicksilver in this iteration is already so OP. It's I mean, if people don't know the exploding house scene, I just say the exploding house scene, which is like and he doesn't even show exhaustion afterwards, which is the part where I'm like, what? This is the only thing how I can accept those powers. Like, okay, they take something out of you, but no, he was still cool. So
that's kind of it just gives me flashbacks of, this is just history repeating itself, but at a bigger scale, because that's the big complaint people have about Captain Marvel, is that after she unleashes herself, she can do everything without being exhausted.
Yeah,
Pretty
exactly.
much, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there's a whole thing with the hero's journey, in that you have it is not fun to see a character just without any struggle. Even Juggernaut struggles a little bit when he fights, and he's Juggernaut.
Yeah, and that's what bothered me about Quicksilver in the last movie, and in this movie where he has a bigger role, it's even worse, where it's like, if he can do this without so little effort, he's simply like game breaking, game changer. But yeah, so much for that. I would say, okay, back from spoiler land, we are back in normal land again. I would say, if you are invested in the X-Men franchise, I have the feeling you still have to watch this one before the next one. I mean, it's probably not essential, as Yuri said. I don't have to watch it, but or I should not watch it. But it brings up, it introduces new characters that have not been part of the series but are in the next. It create certain events that will probably be addressed in the next one. It includes events that will definitely be addressed in the next one. Last but not least, that Xavier finally got his bald head, most important part of the movie. It's like, because you see him bald on the posters, and it's like, you reach the point where you're like, is this the scene where he loses his hair? No, not yet. Is this the scene where he loses hair? No, not yet. It's like, you sit the entire movie and you're waiting for him to lose his fucking hair.
Gotta wait for it.
Yeah. It's like
Most anticipated bald man in film history.
I know. Well, we had Lex Luthor in Batman vs. Superman. But we don't talk about this movie, I guess.
No.
But yeah,
we don't.
X-Men Apocalypse. I would say if you like the previous ones, you will like this one. If you want to be ready for Dark Phoenix, watch it too. It's a nice action flick. It doesn't change the world. And I would put it somewhere, it's not MCU levels of continuity and this feeling of structure in the universe, but at the same time, it's clearly leagues above the DCEU. So it's okay. It's okay.
If the cinematic universe movies were in a classroom, these are the C grade students that get by. The DCEU are the not doing well, except for Wonder Woman, who gets dragged in with the bad boys all the time. And then the MCU are the overachievers.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, it's, as I said, at least here in Germany, it's on Netflix right now. If you haven't seen it, it's fun. But you could do worse with 2 hours or however long it is. Well, which brings us to Emerald. You haven't told me if you found a media this week.
This second, I have sent you the poster for the thing that I wanted to tell you.
Oh, perfect! This is near perfect timing.
Oh, great! I feel like it's a cycle with me. Like whenever I'm on this show, it's like, oh, Emerald's on the show this time. He's going to talk about a good movie. Then I'm on it again. Now I'm going to talk about a bad movie. I'm pretty sure the last time I was on the show, I talked about a good movie.
Wasn't it 3 Billboards?
Yeah, you talked about a good movie.
No, wait, 3 Billboards was a long time ago. What did you talk about?
That was the first movie that I ever talked about. The first time I was
ever. And you talked about Happy Death Day on another cast.
Oh, did you?
Not Happy Death Day. It's the one where everyone had those weird Photoshop liquefy tool smiles.
What you call it? Oh, damn, Truth or Dare.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what that one was. Today, unfortunately, boys and girls, we talk about a bad movie. How do I describe this? So, first of all, I'm going to bore all of you with the plot synopsis of this film.
I see good names and faces like Judi Dench and Ian McKellen. How can this be bad?
Allow me to tell you, good sir. So this is All Is True. It is a movie directed and starring by Kenneth Branagh, because he has to be in every frame of every single movie that he does. And this is a film which is about the last few months of the... No, that's not it. There it is.
Sorry.
It's a movie about the last few months of the life of William Shakespeare. Essentially, the Globe Theatre burns down, and he's like, screw this, I'm going home. So he goes back home to his wife, who's played by Judi Dench. And it basically, it's a biopic. It documents from the time that he goes home to his relationship with his family, to a few like other lords and ladies who visit the castle who might want to get him to write stuff. It talks about why he doesn't feel he can write anything again. And what I would say about it is that I got kind of like, I feel like I got suckered into it because it's a great setup. Like, in my opinion, I'm gonna be like.
Sounds like a good film from the plot.
So what went wrong?
I'm gonna be mildly pretentious for a second and say that I do quite like Shakespeare, like Hamlet, like Julius Caesar, and all that kind of like stuff. I love it. It's great.
No worries, no worries, Emerald. Your hair already gave it away.
The problem is more so the fact that some movies you can watch, and the directing and the cinematography and the character development, it pulls everything together. So you're so engrossed with it, and you feel it like by the time you look down at your watch, it's like, that was 2 hours. You're kidding me, right? When it comes to this, a scene is going on. I look down at my watch. I have a personal belief that as soon as a movie makes you look down at your watch, that's it. It's lost you. But I look down at my watch. Half past 3. All right, keep watching. 3:30. 3:30. This scene feels like it's been going on for an hour. Every single scene in this film lasts, I want to say, 10 minutes longer than it has any right to. And I understand, like, when it comes to films that are slow burns, you might want to be, doing these kind of scenes for a reason, to, like, build up character development or reveal certain things about characters that, can be brought back in later. Every single scene, from his daughter going out to a bakery to get something, a good 20 minutes. It could have been 5 and nothing would have been lost. Ian McKellen shows up on the poster. Ian McKellen is in this movie for a grand total of 15 minutes.
So he
and
is...
his whole...
It's the Jeff Goldblum
I just wanted to say.
The Jeff Goldblum effect. And I felt so bad because here's the thing. The one scene that he's in with him and Kenneth Branagh, where like they're at this fireplace and they're talking about like, their old friendship and their old relationship and like all this kind of stuff. And it's a great scene. But like, the whole thing is just one on Kenneth Branagh, one on Ian McKellen, and it just keeps
reverse
back
shot,
between
reverse
shots over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And it's like, there's so much good potential here for like, the dialogue is great, but if you were doing more stuff with the camera, you could make this more interesting and make it feel like it's not being dragged on for 20 minutes.
You have to learn this stuff in film school and pay money to learn this, and then you see that this big film director does essentially what would get you a D in your class.
Do you know what I mean? It's like I'm sitting here thinking like there's got to be a way that I can make this one thing interesting, and a man with millions of dollars is just like, put 2 things there and just shoot both ways, it'll be fine. But here's the thing, right? The performances are all great. They're big names. Everybody does a really, really good job. Kenneth Branagh is an incredibly believable Shakespeare. Judi Dench as his wife is great. She's Judi Dench. She's amazing. Ian McKellen, for the 15 minutes that he is there, is awesome. He always is. I forget the name of the woman who plays his daughter, but she's great. Like, there's a lot of like you can tell from like the whole relationship and the dialogue and everything. Like, there's a lot of emotional baggage between the two of them, and that gets brought up a lot throughout the film. And she does a really good job with what she's given.
Lydia Wilson.
It's more so. I think so. Yeah. I don't think I forget what else she's been in.
Susanna. Is the name of the character Susanna?
Susanna. Yeah.
Then it's Lydia Wilson.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. But no, like, she does a really good job. They all do. It's just one of those things where you can see how if they took the whole script and just like ripped out a little over like a third of it, you could have cut it down by at least like 40 or so minutes and made a much more concise, more interesting film out of it. I've sat through movies before that are slow burners before, like 2001 is an unbelievably slow burn film, but the way that like the camera moves and the way that like that Kubrick portrays what's going on in the frame with all these like subtle hits. There we go. There's your boy.
Of course he is in the trailer. Of course he is.
So well though. Look at that. For a moment he transcends back to being Gandalf the Grey. But no, yeah, it's films can get away with being slow burners as long as what's going on within the frame, combined with the actors' performances, is interesting. This is like really good performances, but the camera work is like the bare minimum. So it feels like 3.5 hours when you're sitting there watching it. And I'm kind of annoyed that it does, because in like an alternate timeline or something, he probably like had like a more concise version of the script that was cut down, and he could get away with like doing a few more interesting things. But as it stands at the moment, I can't say that it's probably worth it. If you want to like, it's probably a very like historically accurate version of Shakespeare's life. So I'd say like if you want to go into something for just straight history, then go for it. Like, you'll definitely get your lot out of that. But if you want to like, go for a fun time to the cinema and like actually just be like, something today. What?
Do you think
like,
this movie?
Again, the 3 big names connected to the movie: Kenneth something, Judi Dench, and of course, Ian McKellen.
Ian McKellen.
But do you think this movie would have done better if it had the performances that it had? So his direction of performances, but had like a different cinematographer, like someone who would work on like a Wes Anderson film or something like that? Or is there more issues than just how the film was shot?
I think it's a lot to do with like editing is like a big thing when it comes to these kinds of films as well. You know, like say like the amount of space that you leave between cuts and stuff like that can also like make a film like feel like it's being dragged out a little more and more. And the editing in this film is quite slow, and I think like it's a little bit of that as well that kind of adds to the feeling that the film lasts longer than it should. I mean, like, you know, this isn't the film that, like, you know, should be calling for quick cuts, like, every, say, couple of seconds. Like, I feel like that would kind of spoil the flow of the whole...
This isn't Crank.
Yeah, exactly. This isn't like... No, we're not...
But the other thing I wanted to say is that I looked up the Lydia person who plays Suzanne, and I was like, why does this name sound familiar? She acted in your favorite show, Emerald. She acted in Black Mirror, specifically the episode where the Prime Minister fucks a pig.
Oh, we are out here now. It finally comes full circle.
Yes.
I've said this. I've said this before, and I'll continue to say it. I cannot think about Black Mirror anymore. Even Bandersnatch, when I was talking about it the last time, that was the last thing I talked about. That was good. And I was annoyed that it was good because I'm like, it's Black Mirror, but I can't think of Black Mirror anymore without like flashing back to that like first like one of the first conversations that like we had where you were just listing off the plot synopsis of every episode of Black Mirror and just riffing the shit out of it.
Yeah, but I'm guessing that you are not recommending this film to people.
I'll say no, personally. Again, like if you want to go into it for just like historical stuff and that's your speed, then go for it. But if you want to like sit down and like enjoy yourself for a film, there's movies that are slower than this that'll give you more of a good.
Also, it's actually current, isn't it? It's right now in cinema.
It is.
Yeah, or something.
I'm pretty sure that it's still current.
Or it's because it said like trailer all is through 2019. So I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the historic friends of very slow burns, you would still recommend it, but only those.
Yeah, like that little niche, little group, if you want to like say.
Yeah, But you know, now we must move on to the questions sponsored by MeUndies. No, we are not, but one day we will be, and that will be the weirdest episode of the AWKWARDCast ever.
Oh no, you cannot hear it. You cannot hear it, but question time is playing.
Oh,
okay, right.
If you want to get a pair of MeUndies, use the code AWKWARDCast. You won't get any discount, but you'll get some premium underwear.
Exactly.
You'll install malware.
Use the code Krendor. Give money to Jesse and Krendor.
What is happening?
Are you plugging another show on your show?
I'm plugging another sponsor. But yes. To remember the promise I made, Derek had a question last week we didn't answer, and we're going to make that our first question this week.
Well then, shoot.
Derek the Changeling asks, of all the recent video game controllers, so let's just say all video game controllers, because video games are a general recent history, which one do you think is the best, and which one do you think is the worst? I have feelings about this one because I have a definitive answer for worst. But you guys go first. Emerald.
Yeah.
The Xbox 360 controller, in my opinion, is a pretty slick controller to use. Like it's very. That's an Xbox One. Get that filth out of my face. Filth. Sorry.
It just says Xbox. I cannot tell which one it is. It's plugged into It's plugged into my computer. I don't have an Xbox.
This thingy right here. This is very ergonomical, if I may go into my word a day calendar for a little while. Like your hands fit very nicely.
I'm gonna get my best and worst controller, BRB.
Your hands fit very nicely around the sides of it. You can reach both sticks with your thumbs again very nicely. It feels like something that they just tested a lot and that sits in your hand quite nicely. like all the buttons are like easily within range of each other. You don't have to like overextend your thumb to like push something on one side. It feels nice, looks kind of nice too, in my opinion, and I would call best on that.
And what's the worst?
Worst? Lord, let me think about this one for a second.
I definitely know my worst.
Wait. Let us all write down our worst and show it at the same time. Let's see if we all have the same worst.
All right, let me get a marker.
I need an envelope. Hang on. Welcome to the AWKWARDCast, where we spend a little while writing down our. Never mind. Actually, what is the worst? Shite, I can't think of anything. I don't have one that I have like a rage boner for, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I do.
And why?
What?
Level with me here for a second.
Yes.
Can you call this episode Rage Boner? Just controller Rage Boner.
I write this down as one of the items for the title.
Okay, I'm ready.
Controller Rage Boner. Okay, this is either part of the tweet or maybe even of the title. There we go.
Okay,
Right.
well, I'm ready with my answer.
Okay, are we all on the same page? Let's find out in 3, 2, 1, go. Yes.
Oh, you.
I never had one.
It's just a stupid
it's the
one.
Worst. It is the fucking McDonald's logo as a.
There it is. There, I did it.
The Wiimote does get a special dishonorable mention because the Wiimote's one of the dumbest designs for a game controller.
Just a stick.
It's just a stick.
But
the thing.
How can a stick be inoffensive?
No, I just don't like the fact that half of the games in the Wii library from the major releases you have to play horizontally. It's not comfortable in its hand. That thing angers me looking at it.
I mean, Emerald, remember what you just said about lying good in your hand, easy reach. What do you have this penis in the middle for in this thing?
Oh yeah, for a trigger that you can only use for like 3 fucking games.
Oh, and do you know something else while we are talking about the Wii controller? The N64 controller has a button at the bottom in the middle thing.
Yeah, and also let's just look at you know the great 2 buttons, and then when we had the SNES controller you had more on a D-pad. Why don't we just add 4 yellow buttons that do fuck all?
Oh yeah, that's true. They never were used. But yeah,
they're supposed to. You can see around in the big dimensions, and it's like, But no, best controller is the good old GameCube.
I mean,
everything, it's comfortable in the hands for adults and kids. You got a good, simple button design.
But if you look, they are also, but by now they are mostly all the same. You have the colored button on the side, you have by now 2 sticks, you have the crosshairs, and you have the 2 on top on each side.
But this was the original, so it's the best.
Fair, I give it a point for that, I guess. I mean, one I get honorable mention. I never used it just for it looks fucking stupid.
Look at that.
Oh, the Sony move.
Look at that thing. You want to talk about sticks and stupid sticks?
Yeah,
that's a stupid stick.
The Wii had at least a slick elegance to it, like Apple is marketing for ages now. This just looks like somebody took a clown nose, pinned it on a thing, and is now waving with it in your face.
I like what Odie put in the chat. Reminder that the Wiimote rubber cover wasn't made to protect the controller. It was to protect TVs from getting destroyed by Wiimote. I have a story before. Do you want to hear how my cousin broke a TV?
I would love to hear how your cousin broke a TV. How stupid is it on a scale of like 1 to 10?
It was stupid because we constantly warned them to put on the fucking wrist strap. But he didn't
tell me what to do.
Yeah, he didn't listen, and we were playing Just Dance for the Wii. Well, they were playing, and I was just watching them be very not good at dancing. And there was one move in one of the songs where you go like this, and the Wiimote tracks your movement, and he just went yeet, and it went right in the middle of the TV. Ooh. And the thing was, it didn't break the TV. However, this is like an LCD TV, so everything's all liquid crystal. So there was just a blind spot in the middle of the TV from how hard that it hit. It's like if you press down on your computer, on like an old computer screen really, really hard, and you see that but it didn't return. But yeah, so that was actually an interesting question.
But yeah, I also had a very similar second answer.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys old enough?
Oh God!
Because I have literally owned a C64. It was a hand down from my sister who really owned it. But yeah, if you have ever played with one of those things, it's really stupid. Controllers have come a long
I had plug and
fucking
plays
way.
with a similar layout, and it was not.
Unfortunately, I wasn't born in 1890, so I can't say that I've had this problem.
Anyways, next question, I guess.
Okay, next question. Thank you for your question, Derek. We did answer it, so we're not bad people.
More or less. I mean, on the best part, we were kind of like, yeah, that's cool, but they're all similar. But on the worst part, like...
We had very strong emotions.
You guys got heated there for a second. I feel like I feel like I entered into a world that I knew nothing about.
I'm still... but yeah, please, next one.
But no, Night Song asks, so a new question asker. Mm-hmm. Do you all have any game franchisements that you enjoy, i.e. Warcraft, Diablo, so franchises?
Specifically franchises, okay, so not an individual game.
So games where you don't enjoy just one of the games and hate the rest.
So, but yeah, not a single game, not a genre, a franchise.
Yes, so I need to think about that.
I believe I have multiple answers, but yeah, if you have one, go ahead.
I have multiple for this one as well. I'm going to say top two right now are Metroid and Monster Hunter.
Oh, those are good.
Metroid is genuinely one of the earliest gaming memories that I have. I got, what did I get? I had a Game Boy Advanced SP. We go in old school. That was like my first actual gaming peripheral.
I had a Game Boy.
And then I started playing games, and then I went up to the attic one day with my dad, and he found like a little old pouch, and he was like, "Hey, come here, take a look at this." And it had all of his old Game Boy games in it, like first Game Boy, and it was Tetris, the second Terminator for some reason, which I could never beat, and I only realized years later after watching videos on the internet nobody could, so it was all right. And Metroid 2, Return of Samus. So I would simultaneously annoy my mum with the Tetris theme because she hates it. So I would just have the So I would just have this is going to be the first episode of the AWKWARDCast I show my mum. So I'd have like the volume down and just be like, "Hey mom, what?"
But Odie has a point. Everybody in the chat and in the comments, what are your favorite franchises?
What are your franchises?
Exactly, share with class. But yeah, any more, Emerald, or any? Do you have?
Like over the Metroid, because like it started with Metroid 2. I'd like call my dad when he was away, like on work, and be like, "I've got this many Metroids left to kill," and he was like, "Go for it, son. I believe in you." So I was like, "Oh yeah,
that's my boy."
He's proud of me. The other was Monster, because like when I remember seeing like the ads for Monster Hunter 3 in like in a magazine before I knew what Monster Hunter was. And, like I just like big monsters. They're just cool. So I was just like flicking through this book, and I saw like one of the things you could hunt in the third game was like this big pufferfish thing, which was like a mix of a pufferfish monster and an anglerfish. So I had like the thing coming off its head. It was all bloated up with spikes. I'm just like, what is this? So yeah, like that was cool. Got that. I'm on now like the newer games in the series. There's Monster Hunter World on the PS4, which is amazing. So those like things in the magazine brought me into like that whole other world of those games. And those games are amazing.
Okay, I thought of mine. So I mean, a lot of them. I haven't played a lot of franchisey games as an adult than I did when I was a kid. Because when I was a kid, I was a very big console person. But those were Kirby and Punch-Out, because I played the original arcade cabinet of Punch-Out. I had the NES game, and I had Super Punch-Out for the SNES, and then a few years ago I was able to play the one that they put for Wii, and that was actually really good, and I was surprised it was good, because the Wii lost my favor with a lot of the shitty shovelware games that they put on that thing, but they made a good Punch-Out game.
You only played the Punch-Out last year?
The Wii Punch-Out, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I didn't have a Wii for a long time, and then I just worked. But no, But my favorite franchises of games that I still play now, that I actually went and got the downloads for, any of the Sierra games, King's Quest, Space Quest, Leisure Suit Larry. I love point and click adventure games, and those are some of my favorite. I think even the MS-DOS versions of them still hold up, which were the ones that I played, and until they evolved into actual point and clicks instead of sniff flower. But I really love those, and I still would love to have more of the Leisure Suit Larry games, but GOG only has 2 of them, and it's come on.
Well.
Yeah, it's I hate that's the one sad thing about playing PC games a lot too, because I was a console kid until I was 7, and then I got my computer, and I never went back. I had stacks upon stacks of CD games, and half of them never got transferred into ports for Steam or GOG or anything like that. So it's they are stuck in the labyrinth until I can find a CD and see if it's compatible with a computer, which, a lot of them aren't. So it's a lot of fun. But those are mine. What about yours, Max?
I had to be honest with myself that a lot of ones where I like certain games or franchises, but not but only individual games and not entire franchises. I had thoughts earlier and they already left my head again. Where I played individual games, I mean, stuff that I in generally the Zelda franchise, for example. I have not played all of them, but the ones I played, I always had my connection with Link, starting from the first Zelda over Ocarina of Time, and I actually haven't actively played too many, I just realized. Oh no, A Link to the Past on the SNES I played up and down. Mega Man, I also haven't played a lot of entries, but I have a fondness for the franchise in general. I mostly played Mega Man 2, that was the one that I actually owned. I believe I touched on other ones in between. Some save ones, the Half-Life franchise. Oh boy, who doesn't? And Portal also. I like both of them. Come at me. But another one that I grew up on, and Command and Conquer, especially since it got Red Alert and Command and Conquer got more or less marketed as the same over here. So the distinction only I was wait, this is not the same series, but Kane was in this one too as a cameo. I'm confused. But I was really big in RTS back in the day, and that was my go-to. Other stuff. So many games I love. I cheated and went to my Steam list, but most of them are one-shots. If I start listing all the one-shots I like, I'm cheating. This would go too far. No, but
it's your show. You can cheat all you want.
That's true. Or some where they have a fantastic first part, like Space Pirates and Zombies or Defense Grid, and the second part is just So I would not call myself a fan of the franchises, just the individual first entries. But yeah, many. Deus Ex maybe, even also another one. I also like the new Deus Ex where you can still get your different paths, and it's a casual gaming experience, but I like it. Also, you can achievement hunting in Deus Ex is actually nice. Not in other games where they have those murder achievements where you need to grind your teeth out. But yeah, also maybe as a short reminder, because I saw Mary of Rockport leaving questions.
Mario of Rockport.
Exactly. Questions in the chat. Best way to send us questions is on in the Discord, which is linked below the streaming page, as well as Twitter with the hashtag. That helps. But
it's almost like it's on our streaming screen right now.
I know.
Where is it?
Mary had an individual question for each of us. For Max, A and Y, would you make another reaction video like you did for Kung Fury? No. Fucking no. Kung Fury reaction video is probably one of the more regretty parts of my channel. Not for the fact that I did it and it's super cringy, because it fucking is. Oh boy, me coming on with this with the outfit, not good at all. No, but it was an uncut full-length reaction video, which is something I disapprove of. It basically is a slap in the face of fair use. Hypercuts like the reaction bros, the Fine Bros produce en masse. I believe to this day, I haven't seen them pop up in my feeds anymore.
They still make them.
Yeah, but from it, while I disagree with the Fine Bros and think they are savages with their business practices, their model, their video format, I ask like, yeah, that's reaction video done right, but I would not do a full-length reaction video ever again, because it's. I mean, yes, I am fucking lazy, but
you're not that lazy. Even you have
exactly.
standards.
Exactly, I have standards, and I appreciate the concept of fair use too much to be that mean to it. So, for Emerald, what festival do you have in your town? You have a
festivals.
Festivals.
Like festivals or festivals as in like gaming convention-y stuff?
I have no idea. What festivals?
Let's go with film festival because you're a film boy.
There is that. There's the Dublin International Film Festival, which some of my lot were actually B-team cameramen for this year. So that was pretty cool. They got to go around. They shot a few things. They were working, I think, from like 3 in the afternoon till 12 at night, getting everything. So they were destroyed.
Neat.
They were very destroyed. I run a game of D&D on the side. This is related, I swear. I run a game on the side, and one of the guys who was like recording for the diff, that film festival, just comes in one day and it's just like passing out in his chair. So there's that. There's the Galway Film Festival, which Galway is like the West Coast city. That's the arty place. That's a pretty good festival that goes on down there. There is Cork has a film festival. Belfast has a film festival. There's like little small animation festivals that go on here and there.
Aren't you supposed to live in a small mountain town or something? How do you have so many festivals?
They need to entertain themselves, man. They're on an
around.
island. The only things you can do is get drunk, become a nun, or make films.
That's actually very surprisingly accurate. Mostly the getting drunk part, which is also fun.
My family has done 2 out of those 3, so...
Wait, what?
Well, I have an aunt who's a nun.
Oh, no, yeah. That makes you more Irish than me, I'm pretty sure. You have somebody in the church. Oh, God. Yeah, but like, you know, we got a couple of film festivals going on. They're pretty good. I think, yeah, like come visit for the booze and then like go watch our arty boys come and make movies, because our movies are usually pretty good.
Okay, and my OCD forces me to also last the last one. Keyframe, also from Mary. Have you tasted any German food while being over here?
Yes, I've had KFC and...
This was in the beginning. This time around, not really. But we...
This time no. We've stopped going to KFC because you say that it makes you sick. So
this one, like... I actually went there after I got sick from it again, and I got not sick, but it was dry. So I'm still not really happy with the KFC around the corner.
You haven't completely reconsummated.
Oh, but you actually got a traditional German bowl this time around in the Nika, whatever. I can never remember the name. It's not a very German name.
We were going to lunch one day, and it was fucking cold and raining, and we were like, okay, we need to go someplace close. So we went to a German place, and I got this Berliner bowl, Berlin bowl. Let's just call it a Berlin bowl. And it was like mashed peas, meatballs, and something else, mashed potatoes. Yeah. And it looked disgusting, but it tasted great. The thing was,
it's very German.
The entire time I was eating it, I was like, this food dish would be a nightmare to people that hate their food touching, because the whole point is to just kind of rack your
destroy all of it in one thing.
Your fork around and eat.
The annoying part is they give a similar dish, which is a schnitzel, like, but also on top of other stuff, and the schnitzel needs to be cut. So this is like, I need to eat enough away so that the schnitzel.
He had that problem with the cordon bleu that he got that day.
Yes.
Are you actually really finicky when it comes to like your food touching?
No,
No, it's just cutting the food, and there's food under it, so it's like.
Oh yeah.
You don't want to make a mess.
Exactly.
There's a difference.
Exactly.
But like,
so I needed to eat enough food away so that the cordon bleu touched the plate, so I could finally cut it.
Yeah. Besides that, I've had currywurst, and I really like currywurst. That's actually really damn good.
Not just German, but Berlin. Like, you probably get it everywhere in German, but Berlins are really, really proud of their currywurst for some reason.
But no, the fun fact: German people don't eat the traditional German food every meal of every day. Most of the time when I'm over there, we eat pizza. So it's like we eat pizza or stir fry or order delivery. So it's like I've had Indian in Germany more than I've probably had Indian in America. So that says something. But yeah, those are the two really Germany things I've eaten. I have not eaten proper schnitzel yet, mostly because every place that I go to on my own that has schnitzels, it has mushrooms in the gravy, and I can't eat those.
Yeah. No.
I mean, you could probably order it without the gravy, but.
Well, but
Jäger Schnitzel is very much liked. It's the number one gravy you get with schnitzel in Germany. That is true.
Exactly. But thank you for your questions. Next time, ask them on Twitter or in the Discord server. You should become one of our friends.
We still have so many left. Oh my goodness.
So we're going to go a little bit quick.
Okay.
So Trigger Happy asks, if you got $1 trillion, but you can only pay for stuff in pennies for the rest of your life, would you take the money? Yes, because either way, I had $1 million. You know what I can do? I can go to a fucking Coinstar, put the money in, and then I would have $1 million in bills.
But this just reminded me of a franchise I forgot earlier to talk about that I like. No, just mentioning like Fallout, because in Fallout you end up in the late game carrying literally thousands of bottle caps with you. How?
How can you carry like the hundreds of plates in Skyrim? There's thing. But yeah, so there's that answer. Take the money.
I probably wouldn't. This still sounds heavy. $1 million. Can somebody do the math?
Carrying 1 trillion pennies all at once.
But that's the thing. You need to take it. You need to get it first. So can somebody please? Somebody do the math in the chat while we move on to the next question. How much would $1 trillion in pennies weight? Somebody do the math and post it, please.
Okay.
But yeah, moving on. Next question.
So next question. If you were to direct a serious biography of your life, what actor would portray you? And if you wanted to direct a tongue-in-cheek comedy of your life, who would portray you then?
There's a difference.
We're not going to list the supporting cast because too long. But I guess who do you think will portray you seriously, and who do you think will portray you comedically? But if the actor can do both,
where's the difference? I don't see the difference between those two biographies you just offered for me. My life is tongue in cheek.
Who would play you in a biography then, Max?
Ryan Reynolds.
Fair. Okay. What about you?
I don't know. I'm looking through actors who have long hair, and like literally the first person who came up is
Keanu. They can grow their hair, right?
What?
They can grow their hair.
I know, but like I couldn't think of anything. I was like, I feel like I should have had an answer prepared for this. Damn it. Let's say, I don't know, Keanu Reeves. That'd be pretty memey.
That would work. I don't know who would play me. That's for the chat. Who would play Chris?
Oh, boo! Boo!
What?
Cop out.
Exactly.
I don't know any actors that look like me. And second, mine is probably the one where I don't know. I probably would need two separate actors for a serious and a comedic one.
Oh, this reminds me what Trigger Happy just posted. No, I was wrong. It's not. Ryan Reynolds obviously is for the tongue-in-cheek one, but if we would have to split it for my serious one, it would be Dwayne The Rock Johnson because I'm his clone.
No, you're not.
Yes,
I had to hear this for 2 weeks. You are not a clone, and you're not 6 years old.
I'm a 6-year-old clone of Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Obviously, I got enhanced so that I'm older, like biologically older, but I was created 6 years ago, and Dwayne The Rock Johnson is my original.
See, I always thought you were created in like 1873. That you were just like some like immortal thing, and The Rock is based off.
You know what? You know who I would have play me? Elizabeth Olsen. Let Scarlet Witch portray me. You know what? She's not written that great in Avengers, but she's a good actress. I like Elizabeth Olsen, and I don't know, at that point, if I got famous enough to get a biography made about me, I would be older, so I don't know, man. But no, there's the answer.
More questions.
More questions.
We have another new first-time asker with Roy I Live
as most underrated animated series.
Well, Keyframe, I guess that's your topic.
Clone High! Bring back Clone High!
I should have seen this one coming. Okay, most underrated animated...
Do you disagree with me?
It was okay. It was very memeable.
Clone High is an amazing series, and it needs to be brought back.
But was it really most underrated? I mean, also it got a lot of internet fame.
Underrated at its time, but
Fair.
I don't. But the thing is, a lot of the series that I find to be underrated have gotten a resurgence because the people who find it underrated actually have voices now. So I don't know. Maybe Clerks, the animated series, because I think that only had like 4 episodes.
It was more. It was a bit more.
It had 1 season, I think, though.
A very short one.
That show was good. I liked the Clerks.
Futurama was not underrated, and
Futurama came back like 4 times.
Exactly.
You can't say it's underrated.
They survived cancellation.
I mean, it was underrated by Fox itself, but not by the viewers. I guess. I don't know. Okay, but
MCU.
Most underrated
I'm gonna say
show.
The first couple seasons of Total Drama Island, I think, are a little bit underrated. Just because I don't see people like talking about them all that much. I genuinely think that they're pretty good.
I tried Drama Island and I didn't make it through the first episode because I was just like so annoyed by its ness. I don't know. Maybe I need to give it a better chance, but I was like, wow.
I did see it years ago, but I usually have like pretty fond memories of it. I'm pretty sure that if I went back now, like my inner film critic would just be like, read.
No. Okay. Here's an interesting one. Does Ladybug count? Miraculous Ladybug.
Yes.
No.
No. Does it count as underrated?
No,
Why
because
not?
it's getting like 6 seasons and a movie and has critical acclaim and is one of the highest earning cartoons to justify having the highest budget. And it has like top ratings every time it airs in its respective countries.
Yeah, respective countries, that's the point. But okay, so maybe it's just like slowly making its way around the globe. Okay, do I have anything else on behind me that can give me tips? Nope.
Is there there's no shows from your childhood that you feel like need more attention?
Probably.
They don't need to come back, they just need attention.
Probably, but my childhood is a long time ago. Anything
else I watched? Of a walnut,
That's true, that is very true. Maybe there's something on Netflix that I think is underrated.
If it's underrated, I don't think it's going to be on Netflix.
Oh, Netflix buys everything and puts it up there.
Pick a Scooby-Doo movie that's underrated.
Or maybe I just see something that inspires me.
Oh, while we're on that topic, I sent you this message a while ago because a friend of mine had a genius idea that if you ever come and visit, we're going to make a Wheel of Fortune style wheel that has all the Scooby-Doo movies on it, and it'll be like, hey, what are we going to watch today? Legend of the Phantosaurus, let's do it.
But that one's the best one because that's where we got Ultra Instinct Shaggy.
Also the first one that I could think of, but that's what's going to happen. It'll be a Wheel of Fortune with all the names of the movies on it, and we'll just spin it, and whichever one it lands on, we watch that one in a day.
Have you found something on Netflix, Max, or should we move on?
I guess we move on. I will probably at some later point like, "Wah!" and just scream a random name.
Yeah,
thank you for the question. Next question.
Thanks for the question. From Enigma Prince to Emerald Comet. How do you tackle each day when it comes to whatever is thrown at you, and in general, how do you deal with your problems?
I internalize all of it, push it all down really deep inside of me, and then scream about it when I'm alone in my room, like a normal human being.
Okay. This goes to the chat. Yeah. Do you have a sincere answer? Or
yes, sincere answer this time. I don't know. Like I don't know. I talk about it with people that I trust implicitly, which is usually either my very close friends or my mom. And it's just like, well, I'm worried about this, and she's just like, stop. I'm like, okay, I'll stop. That's kind of the long and short of it, really. I don't know, yeah. Sorry. Go on. That's my sincere answer.
Cool. What is your general alignment when it comes to you as a person, and what alignment do you think of humanity as it consists of? Well, I'm just going to go with my alignment as a person. I don't need to go into the deep depths of thinking about the alignment of humanity. Me and Max had so many conversations about this.
We actually just recently talked about our alignments.
Which, hey, this is an easy answer for us then, isn't it?
Did we come to proper conclusions?
Yeah, we did. We said that you've become more of a true neutral.
That's true. I'm true neutral.
And I'm a neutral good for different reasons than what was the reasons before.
Yeah. Mm. But yeah, no. I used to see myself more as a lawful neutral, but nowadays I'm not completely stickler to the rules anymore. I'm more like going with the flow, which is more or less the definition of a true neutral. So
yeah, I'm a neutral good because I'm not a shitty person, and
you care.
I care.
You
but
naive
I'm
little summer child. You care.
I'm not a naive summer. Shut the fuck up. But no, like, I care about people, but I'm more jaded enough that it's only for the people I think deserve it. So I'm not like a goody two shoes towards everyone, and I generally have a back off approach towards life where I'm like, you handle your own shit. I have my own life to deal with. So, what about you, Emerald? What's your alignment?
I was thinking about it the other day, and I could be totally wrong, but I feel like
how comes that we all address this question for ourselves independently recently?
Because we're nerds and D&D is big at the moment.
Fair, but sorry, your answer.
I feel like I'm leaning towards chaotic good, because like I don't know, I feel a lot like whenever we're making decisions on set, or like production decisions for work and that kind of thing, where like if I think that somebody is doing something wrong or being shitty, I'm just like, no, it's fucking like this, and that's the way that we're doing it. And I know that I it may come across as like me being like a bit of a dick in the moment, but I know that like I have a good enough rapport with everybody else around me that we can have a bit of an argument, and then like a few minutes later it's like, we're cool, right? Yeah, we're cool. So I don't know. That's kind of where I lean on at the moment. Again, like, I try and not be an asshole, because I don't see the point. Like this whole life thing is too short to go around being a dick to people for no reason. So I'm just like, I'll do my thing. I'll be chill. If I think you're doing something stupid, I'll tell you that you're doing something stupid. But for the most part, it's like, we're good.
Okay. Just sorry for going back there, but I cheated and went to a website which is like the 25 most underrated animated TV shows of all time.
Stop going back in time.
No, but it's like, I mean, there's a lot of bad stuff where I would say, no, that's not underrated. Archer is underrated?
No, Archer's like an Emmy-winning show.
I know. Freakazoid is underrated.
No, it was one of the big Spielberg cartoons.
American Dad is underrated. The Critic is underrated. Superman the animated series is underrated.
Okay. I think the justifications for those, like Superman, I think. This could probably go with Freakazoid. They're underrated when you looked at them in the scope of what they were going alongside with, because Superman the animated series was along the time of Batman the animated series, and you can, if you were given the choice to watch Superman or TSA, you would go with that. And a lot of people blame the integration of the Superman animated series into the Batman universe for the Red Sky seasons. So And Freakazoid, it aired at the same time as Pinky and the Brain and Animaniacs, so people usually viewed Freakazoid as the go on and play on your own kind of child there.
Gargoyles?
Gargoyles was canceled too soon.
No, it was canceled one season too late. The last season is so fucking shit with frame rate drops, nonsensical plot about stone colors and whatnot. One season too late.
Actually, really quick, because we were talking about us earlier. You hear that Jordan Peele wants to direct the live-action Gargoyles movie?
That would be awesome.
That's like, this is my wallet.
Okay.
Can Keegan-Michael Key be, which one was the one that acted like a dog, Brooklyn or Bronx?
Bronx? Brooklyn?
It's one of the bees.
Yeah. We have Broadway, which is a fat one. We have Lexington, which is a small one, the gay one. We have Hudson, who is the old one. We have Goliath, because he was the only one who had a name before. We have Demona. But yeah, and Brooklyn is the wet one, and Bronx is the dog.
Okay, well, yeah, Keegan-Michael Key can be Bronx, the dog. Hey, buddy, I finally got a film for you to be in. Oh, thanks, dude, you're the best. You're gonna be the dog. Thanks, dude, you're the best. But and I'm with Denim. Freakazoid was canceled too soon, but you don't think about it as much because it's a comedy. So it's like
we never got to see Freaka Girl, which is in the intro of every episode.
I know. I watched to see our familiar faces too, Max. but I mean, it does go with it because you can argue Animaniacs and Pinky and the Brain went on for really long. Meanwhile, people forgot about Freakazoid, kinda. So, meanwhile, Animaniacs got a whole movie. So it's But who knows? Maybe with the Animaniacs reboot, we're gonna get a Freakazoid cameo. I would not mind that. But there's going back to the present. Thank you for bringing that back, Max.
Where were we? I feel like we lost
Enigma asks, this goes to the chat as well. What are all your honest and general thoughts about me, whether it's good, bad, or in between?
Well, you're okay,
nothing less than the genuine truth. We're not talking about me. We're talking about Enigma.
You just asked us.
I'm reading out the question.
Okay, I will not play on the joke any longer.
Yeah, I was about to say, do we want to go on with this joke? Because I could go and be like, oh, how about a genuine opinion
we
about
probably
you?
need to wrap it up soonish. So, one dedicated, invested viewer. That's something. I believe you were one of the very few people who gave us even feedback after the stream in comments on YouTube. Being like, hey. Like constructive criticism as well, like hey guys, this came across a little bit weaker, try to not go in that direction, stuff like that. So then questions, obviously, you have been our question.
Ask a lot.
There, yeah. But yeah, also with a certain level of bluntness, which as long as the people can handle it, and I dare to say I can handle it. I mean, have I freaked out when I got a comment from Enigma Keyframe?
No, you were the most you've had is a bespeckled amusement.
Can we flash back to that one time you did have a freak out?
But
yeah. Appreciate.
You're a decent guy.
Yeah, appreciated bluntness, my son. In reference to this Let's Play we never continued.
but yeah, you're a decent bloke that asks a lot of questions. The only thing I could say, and it's not a bad thing, it's just an observation, we can obviously tell when you have a bias towards who the guest is.
So, Emerald, your intimate and long-lasting relationship with Enigma, how would you describe him?
Enigma.
Don't say awkward. We still have a fuck, marry, kill question.
Yes, exactly.
God damn it. Right, fine. You do see a lot of you post a lot in the chat. I can't say that I know you all too well. I'm sorry. I wish I had like an in-depth answer for this, but I don't. I'm really sorry.
Okay.
Anyways, let's finish this off strong.
Exactly. He left.
Oh.
Ooh, this is. Oof. Okay, I have the feeling where this one is going.
Okay, last one.
Yes.
Do the fuck, marry, kill, and then we're good.
Exactly.
Okay. Mary Kill asks, I'm resorting to memes because I can't get the creative juices flowing at 3 a.m. Don't judge me.
I
Fuck
judge you.
Mary Kill. Thanos, Shaggy, Waluigi. There you go. Ooh, okay.
I have the feeling that there's a certain one that is preset for everybody. Or no, maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, let's hear it.
Let's start with Emerald. Emerald, fuck Mary Kill. Thanos, Shaggy, and Waluigi.
Fuck Shaggy.
Okay.
Because, like, just the beard, it calls forward. Also because he's gone, so, like, maybe afterwards you may get some of his power. So, like,
What? Him, like... Would his
No,
jizz give
look
you
at that
make you a demigod? Like
Yes.
what? Well, we know now you're a bottom, so thanks for revealing that.
But yeah, there are more people to handle.
Marry Thanos, because then, like, I'd be... I don't know, maybe have some modern... like, I'd be safe. Thanos, like, he probably has security somewhere out there wherever he's chilling.
You remember what happened to the person he loved the most?
I'd probably get a good 5 years out of it, but that's okay. I'd kill Waluigi for no other reason other than just you're not in Smash. You're hardly worth the time.
Okay,
Well.
Max, what about you?
So we keep the big question: if you marry or fuck Shaggy for the end, I see.
Exactly. So what is it?
It's like Waluigi is too killable. That's too easy, and so I guess I like the Avengers, so I want to give them a little bit of a break. So I kill Thanos, so somebody just needs to figure out where he left the glove and reverse everything. So
There you go.
Went for the head.
yeah, they really, yeah, exactly. They had a hard time. They did what they could. Star-Lord, my bro, fucked up hard, but maybe he can get a second chance as well. So yeah, I kill Thanos just to keep it interesting. Now it gets interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, what's worse, a lifetime of wah or wah in bed?
Wait, which one is Shaggy there?
No, both of them were Waluigi. Like, considering,
Okay.
I would say there are earplugs. So having just sex with him, putting the earplugs in, not having to talk to him, is probably Waluigi the better choice. Mm-hmm. So I guess I married Shaggy. I mean, this gives me a lot of easy access to weed. And
not a stoner.
Of course, he's a stoner. Have you ever
He is
looked
not
at him and his
canonically
eating
a stoner.
and his eating habits? He is a stoner to me.
If they existed in like modern times,
I'm pretty sure in dimension C197 he's a stoner. That's the only way that counts. No,
the cyborg timeline. That's my favorite.
But yeah, Keyframe.
Okay, so I'm gonna kill Waluigi.
Thank you.
I mean, I would have as well, but I wanted to keep it interesting. Okay.
I want to kill Waluigi, and I'm going to specifically kill him with his tennis racket, so he realizes that his only legacy in life was Mario Tennis, and even that couldn't save him.
That's cool.
Yeah. Anyways, I guess I'll fuck Thanos because,
Oh, somebody likes the giant purple. Well, continue.
No, here's my plan. Here's my plan, because fucking does not mean the normal just, I could be like, hey, let's try something kinky, and I'll take the Infinity Gauntlet and be like, hey, we could do some fisting things, and
I'm so
maybe
glad I have my channel set to not for a younger audience by default.
Maybe he'll be into it, so that way I could steal the Infinity Gauntlet and then I could save the world.
Yeah, and before you get to live out your fantasy with Shaggy, this description of your fuck was so Awkward.
A and Y and Key say hi to the people in the chat. The memes are seen on this live stream as they talk about random grabs. Time for awkward guys. It's the awkward. Random guests and funny gags on the awkward guys. Artwork and analysis which you do not